Welcome to islandproject.com nation. God bless all you tuning in. Like and share. We've been putting out some fun videos on the Insta, so make sure to check that out. We've been putting our pedal to the metal and having some fun. And today is a very important video because I believe you have less than 30 days to prepare in the United States of America for a massive pre-planned event. And I pray against this, but the demonic elites need something terrible to happen in the United States to justify these brand new wars and conflagrations in the Middle East. So you are 1776, ladies and gentlemen. You are America, and we must defend every blade of grass and, of course, also be very, very vigilant in the coming days because the counterstrikes and the counter moves haven't even hit yet. The war that is opened up in the Middle East is a GUN shot across the bow. And this is bringing in regional conflict in not just Ukraine, but Iran and Lebanon. And it is antagonizing the lion and the bear of China and Russia. It is setting up a financial cascading, economic financial collapse, total obliteration and destruction of the US dollar, hyperinflation, and the complete collapse and evisceration of the middle class. And this has been one big setup since 2020. And we can go back all the way to 2008-09 and all the way back to 9/11. It was all one giant setup to never pay the debt back, collapse the US debt so it literally explodes. And the elites, because they have no option left, are now breaking international law, attacking, kidnapping. I mean, look what happened in Venezuela with Maduro. Now we have Iran. We're talking about American troops on the ground. We are seeing a lot of heated rhetoric in the news with people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, which I predicted that. I told you she defected from Trump because she wants to run for vice president with Tucker Carlson. And she's calling that Tucker actually runs, just like I said. Remember I said Tucker, he's the next mainstream media figure that they pretended went into alternative media. And then Marjorie Taylor Greene was using the coattails of Trump and MAGA, and then she'd defect. And after she was done defecting and ruining the party and fracturing everything and confusing the base, she would then run for the presidency as if that's going to do anything. So we'll talk about the event that I believe is going to come, and I just urge you to get your money out of the banks. Bank with us. Bank into no bank debt. Bank into physical decentralized assets here at Deck 2. And I want to show you this real quick. Here at islandproject.com, when you visit our website here, right here, and you scroll down with the beautiful turtle, you'll see our Deck 2 launch and the open $50 million in open interest, which is to 100 investors coming in right now. The other fund is closed because we've already successfully funded the initial founders round. Call my dad, 808-442-2934. So keep your eye on oil. And I think the big flashpoint that we're going to see is in the Strait of Hormuz, because Iran is attacking ships, worldwide trade. They're attacking the oil markets. Today, oil skyrocketed to $91 a barrel. If Donald Trump doesn't get a handle on trade and the Strait of Hormuz, which is a giant bottleneck, oil prices at $200 to $300 will collapse the entire economy around the world. Every nation would collapse. And so it's extremely important that oil doesn't keep skyrocketing. The radical leftist Democrats are calling Israel an apartheid state. That is what Gavin Newsom, who likely will also be running for president of the United States. So we're seeing a lot of hate. We're seeing a lot of division. And let's just check out the oil markets. This is crazy. So oil surged 35% this week, which is going to destroy the budgets of America and impact other markets for the biggest gain in futures trading history dating back to 1983, when I was almost born. So you've got hyperinflation. I also want you to understand that even if Trump can execute regime change quickly, I would expect American troops and our bases to be in the area rebuilding for at least a decade. So keep in mind that this is not going to be an easy, let's just rebuild Iran. I mean, look at Ukraine. We're still there. The war is still raging, and it's still going on. And other wars that they're not even publicizing, like what we've seen with Iraq and Afghanistan. I mean, we still have troops there. So this war is going to be costly. It is going to cost you, the American taxpayer, at least by the numbers I've looked at, another $5 to $10 trillion in worthless trash US dollars. It is going to implode the entire treasury system. The central banks are imploding, but you have to understand that's exactly what they want. They want to create a problem to reset us into a new Bretton Woods 3.0. And they are moving to an upgraded digital dollar, which I talked about with Donut yesterday, and I've talked about many times before, because they're never paying back the debt. It's over, guys. The US dollar, it's dead. The US dollar is officially collapsed. Hyperinflation has been soaring your entire life, especially since 2020. This is why real estate prices are at all-time highs. This is why gold and silver is surging. This is why oil is surging. And so they're never paying back the debt, and they're going to break all those promises to you, just like they're fighting a new war. Okay, you had no say in it, no vote, right? I mean, we have to at least criticize Trump a bit here. He said no foreign wars, no more foreign wars, and here he is blowing the crap out of everything overseas. So I'm curious what you guys think about that. But again, politics ain't your solution. That's not your solution at all. And I don't know about you, but every blade of grass I will be defending is for every single person here tuned in, for real Americans, for Christians, for islandproject.com nation and our 500 soon-to-be members worldwide. That's what I'm defending. You see, that's 1776. This is new America. This ain't political, because the political system is fake. This is real assets, real cash flows, real capital gains, real safety, real conservatism, real improvement in your life, 1000x. So, I build, hopefully, all y'all up, because your new nation is the one you're building with us. Your new freedom and liberty is the Island Project, is the solution. It ain't politicians that are warmongering fools like Lindsey Graham, who's probably wetting himself right now. I mean, just ferociously having wanted war with Iran for the longest time, beating out of his eyes, sweating profusely, just loving the attack so much. And so again, you have no say in anything that these politicians are going to do. They don't care about you. And that's why they locked you in your house in 2020, and they shut your business down, and they fearmonger you over and over again. And that's why there's going to be, God forbid, pray against it, but we know it's coming, a major attack. And God forbid something strikes in the United States, because it's exactly what these demons want. They have to justify a false FLAG, an EMP, a cyber attack, a grid down, AI drones, thousands of them filling your skies. Most Americans, normies as I call them, the sheep, not you guys, you're beautiful, have no idea about this technology at all. They're in the dark. They have no idea the weapons that they have, the psyops that they're rolling out with all the UAPs and all that kind of stuff. I mean, China has the capability to attack every, God forbid, pray against an American city, fill the skies with 1,000+ autonomous drones from New York to DC to Detroit to Los Angeles. The list goes on. And I'm telling you, there will be a Pearl Harbor in the digital age. And it's because these scumbags and these politicians are criminals along with the central bank. And I'm going to try to keep cool. I get really angry because I want to protect human life. I want to protect you. I believe in self-defense as a libertarian. But I am not appreciating what I'm seeing right now. And again, it proves the point too, is if leaders can break international laws, blow stuff up, kidnap people left and right, and do whatever they want, why are Americans following any rules or the laws? And why do good Americans like us pay any taxes? I pay millions of dollars in freaking taxes every single year. And these criminals bail themselves out, blow stuff up, have no moral code, no ethics. And the laws that I follow are the 10 commandments, the commandments of our Lord, Jesus Christ. And so the new 1776 is you, just like our founding fathers in Paul Revere fashion warned that the redcoats were coming. The redcoats were coming. The redcoats were coming, and they fired their muskets, and they dropped tea in the ocean. And that's exactly what we're doing here at islandproject.com, 1776 and 2026 nation. You have to build the solution and not rely on your government and these other people in power to protect you. They will not protect you. They don't protect your money. They don't protect you against inflation. They don't protect your safety. I mean, I actually think there's likely to be a draft in the United States. I really do. So, I mean, if you're fighting age, hold these politicians accountable, because we expect every politician's son and daughter, equal rights, right, with the radical left, to be on the front lines. That means all of Lindsey Graham's kids and relatives. That means everyone in charge, all of them. We expect you to be on the front lines. And it's a tragedy. It's an absolute tragedy. Now, I've been buying tons of Bitcoin, tons of crypto, tons of real estate. The list goes on and on. We've been doing that for years because we know what is ahead. My God. Iran, this is breaking news, just threatened to nuke Tel Aviv. This is breaking right now. Iran has threatened to nuclear bomb Israel. Pray for Israel. Pray for the people. Nukes. Do you get it? But again, guys, you have to have just kind of common sense here. We know what's going to happen. The elites are going to continue ripping off the American public. They're going to pad their pockets, steal all the wealth. And I'm going to tell you what comes next. After the big event that hits in the next 30 days, it could happen today. It probably happens sooner, like within three to 7 days. But in the next 30 days, there's going to be a Pearl Harbor type event. You heard it here first in the United States, because I know the Holy Spirit tells us this. I know you guys know too. And this is why you need food and you need water, but you importantly need to get out of the banks. This is a technological war. The narrative at some point is going to shift. Donald Trump is going to pump crypto to all-time highs unlike anything you've ever seen. It's going to be insane what they do next. And the narrative is going to shift into pandemonium because they're creating all these dislocations right now in the financial system for a reason. Wall Street, BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, right? They're the ones, they're going to be rebuilding Ukraine and all that and profiting from it. And they're going to use all your money to do it, all your taxpayer funds. Another thing to hold these politicians accountable is they take all of your money. I mean, it was unbelievable too. They were taxing you in 2020 when they closed your business down. Isn't that crazy? They still taxed your butts even when there weren't services. Remember that? There was no services. You're not allowed to travel. You can't use any government services. They're going bankrupt with their PPP loans and all this stuff, and they still tax you. They tax you even when they don't provide the product or service. People always say, oh, they build roads and stuff. Well, we could all privatize that very easily. We can build our own freeways. We can have and pay for our own police forces. We can pay for our own health care. Every $5,000 you give to the state, compounded at 10%, over an average lifespan of 80 years is worth over $8 million. Every $5,000 confiscated by the state at 10% compounding interest rates of return, which is not hard to achieve, over an average male lifespan is $8 million. So every $5,000 you give, you're wasting $8 million. You could be giving to your kids, right? This is why you need to get smart with taxation too, because it's a big deal. You know, one of the benefits of Island Project, of course, is we get to take advantage with our members and rolling over their retirement accounts, but also we take advantage of depreciation, amortization, 1031 exchanges. We can do all that, see our terms tax-free. So it just keeps snowballing, just keeps building legacy wealth. It keeps cash flowing no matter what. It's out of the system. And you have to understand that the new America is decentralized concepts like this. Okay, just like Bitcoin is the most portable, secure, transferable asset, unconfiscatable asset in the world, so is real estate. And you see this with the billionaires all the time. The billionaires buy all these different places around the world, and then when one thing goes wrong somewhere, they just have one foot out the door and they go to the next place. They go to New Zealand. Now they're buying a lot of Florida. The Google CEO just bought a new compound. Mark Zuckerberg just dropped like $150 million on a new compound. That's where Trump is. So the rats just leave after they destroy everything. You notice that? They'll destroy California with their politics and then they leave and they escape. So my question for you is, what is your escape hatch plan? What's your plan B and C? Are you internationalized? Are you diversified? Are you out of the banks? When the event happens, we're gonna have bank runs in the United States, capital controls, the ATMs won't work. Your account logins at your brokerage accounts will freeze. They're gonna be hacked. There's barely any encryption at any bank. You know when you log into your bank, like let's say you still do business with JP Morgan Chase, which you shouldn't. You're just entering a password. There's no private keys. There's no advanced algorithms like Bitcoin that protect all of it and secure it. Like the easiest thing to hack that Iran will probably hack next, but it'll probably be an inside job by our own state, will be the banking infrastructure. And then they're gonna blame the collapse for the reason why they're gonna give us these new stable coins and the new dollar and really what is just CBDCs. Again, I told you this. They always say they're not gonna do it, but then they do it. Just like they said they weren't gonna go to war with another foreign war, and then now you're just in one. And then they say they're not gonna have a CBDC, so they rebrand it. It's just marketing. I mean, take it from me, I understand this, right? It's just marketing. So now it's just a stable coin, but the stable coins are CBDCs. The new US stablecoin reset, Bretton Woods 3.0, is a CBDC. That's what it is. So don't let them lie to you. They'll be, oh, it's a stablecoin. It's a new digital. No, it's not. It's a CBDC, tracked, surveilled. They can freeze your accounts, pause them. They'll see all your purchase history. If they don't like you, if you are a political dissident, they'll close all of your accounts. I mean, we've seen Trump win major lawsuits recently. He had like 300 accounts closed. The president did. If they can do that to the president, they're definitely going to do it to you. They can take money out of your account in a bail-in. They'll seize taxes from you automatically. You won't even file anymore. You know, not to mention we have all these jobs going away with AI. And understand this, they don't need you anymore. And I told you if you complied, they're going to get rid of you. So I told you not to comply in 2020 from numerous reasons. Ethics, spirituality, our belief in God. They just rolled out all this like untested crap and said you had to take it. Yeah, sure, bro, we'll pass on that. We ain't doing anything. And the proof's in the pudding too. I mean, those of us that didn't comply, you tuning in, I'm so proud of you and I got your back. We're healthier than ever. stronger than ever, wealthier than ever. Why? Because we never comply. Ever, ever, ever. So building the digital Noah's Ark, 1776, the Kingdom Wealth Christian nation, is honestly my most proud moment of my life, along with all of you, and the fact it provides certainty, safety, stability, and a foundational rock to stand on during the crisis is the most beautiful thing that I give to God and just think is so just glorious that he's such a powerful God. For those of you just coming in, please like and share. Iran threatens to nuke all of Israel and blow up all of Tel Aviv in a nuclear holocaust with chilling image showing missile obliterating it. And what do you expect? Do you not expect that there's not going to be consequences here on the ground? Of course there will be. You don't think there's going to be proxy events out here? You don't think that there's going to be shadow agents ruffling feathers? You don't think that Iranians that don't like us, and there's a lot of good ones out there too, and I know a lot of good Iranians and wonderful Iranian Americans. So this is not an anti-Iranian thing, but there's enemies embedded in the United States. They are activating now, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. But are you ready? So you need to focus on what you can control. And, I'm just praying for everybody. I'm praying for the Iranian people. I'm praying for the Israeli people. I'm praying for Americans. I'm praying for the entire world, because this is the very definition of world war. It's a technological AI robotic war. They're using technology, drones, and autonomous WEAPONs, cyber events, Stuxnet type Vs. And that's why they did the lockdown. See, a lot of you guys did, but a lot of Americans, the normies, they didn't connect the dots. 2020 is about this, what you're in now. They did 2020 to prep you for World War. They did 2020 because they were moving all the logistical assets, stealing all the natural resources, securing our border, organizing people and populations, fear-mongering them like Pavlov's dog, with the bell. All they have to do now is press a button. Martial law hits. There are no rules, there are no laws, there is no constitution anymore, according to those people. There wasn't in 2020, and there's not going to be now. Again, countless wars are illegal, all of them. And if they can do that, like thugs, like Tony Soprano, if they can break codes and do all that, my question for the American people is, why aren't you fighting back peacefully? I'm a peaceful guy, and I believe in peaceful solutions and hope and all those kinds of things. I'm an incredibly optimistic person. You hear my father say that all the time. I couldn't do what I do if I didn't have ultimate faith and believe in myself and in the Lord, and know that he would always provide for all of you tuning in and all of us, and know that he's in charge and in control, and trusting his plan and trusting his roadmap. And I have to remind myself of that too sometimes, because I get really amped up and I get super passionate, and then I see all these people dying, and the United States just blew up a Iranian warship yesterday, killed like 100 people. There's kids dying. Kids at schools are being blown up by the United States right now. There's body parts scattered all over the place. I actually care about that. I care about human life. I care about you guys tuning in. I care about our nation. I care about our members. I remember when I was working on Wall Street as a broker, and man, it broke my heart seeing what happened in 2008 and 2009. I advised all my clients to get out of the banks, all of them to sell their stocks and protect themselves. And we did a really good job, thankfully, doing that, preserving their capital. And it's the same thing we're doing here at the Island Project. I'm expecting a lot of opportunities ahead. But again, I want you to understand that Trump and everyone else in charge is going to quickly shift this narrative into pandemonium, golden age prosperity. We're going to go vertical up only. Crypto is going to explode higher, like Austin told you. His estimate is 100K in like a few months, and then 150K. He's probably right about that. I believe he's right about that. I'm even more bullish than that. I think we're going to have 500K Bitcoin this year in 2026, because there's nowhere else for the money to go. Hyperinflation, interest rate cuts, massive war, $10 trillion more in debt. We're going to be at $50 trillion. The interest expense alone on the debt. And notice that the free speech absolutist, who's done some good things for our country, Elon Musk, is super quiet right now. Why? Why is he as quiet as a little mouse? You know what I'm saying? He's not even saying anything. He's usually so politicized and, raging against the machine and speaking his mind because he's been briefed. Just like I know what's coming. Just like you know what's coming. That's why he's closed his trap. That's why he's shut up in this environment. He knows what's ahead. He knows what's coming. And these people and these oligarchs are all escaping. Where is your escape plan? Again, Island Project Nation is the #1 investment in the world. It's your escape hatch. We built the digital Noah's Ark because it's a literal ark for all this disruption. I look at all the predictions I've had in the last couple decades. Social media at the forefront of that. Bitcoin at the forefront of that. Predicting the wars. I mean, really, it's biblical, so I can't give myself too much credit. But I've been predicting World War III with Iran, and I predicted Ukraine would spark World War III decades ago. Every prediction fulfilled along a long enough time frame, and then you see it all playing out. And to me, it even blows my mind. It blows my mind to have said all these things. Bitcoin's going to go to trillions, which it has. It's made many of my members rich. That's why all my members onboarded Island Pro. I made them millions of dollars over the last near 20 years, which I'm very thankful for because I know God provided that capital and security, and he's done the same with Island Project Nation at $200K minimum to get in. Call me at 808-442-2934 for a reason. To help people, to help the church, to protect human life, to protect the safety of your investments and your financial and your emotional and your spiritual security and all these amazing things. So let's go to other breaking news. Let's look at these headlines. But I want you getting activated out of the banks now. That's my advice. Get out of the banks now. Onboard Deck 2 now. Exit the system now. Do it before the normies start panicking. Do it before the bank runs. Do it before the capital controls. Do it before the Pearl Harbor hits. It's going to be a digital, cyber Pearl Harbor. That's what's coming. I've talked about this for years and all the new weaponry they have in our sky and all the satellites, which are just weapons of war. Nothing else. They're not there to provide you the internet. No, those satellites are there for war. They triangulate, coordinate all the autonomous drones and vehicles in our sky, just like the ones that I saw. They're UFOs, but they're government. They're black ops DARPA. Just like DARPA invented the internet, and just like they've invented many of these other technologies we're currently seeing. So everything's going to be tokenized. They're going to blow up all these other countries. They're going to rebuild on the ashes. They're going to screw you. They're going to hyperinflate, print unpayable debt that they can never pay back. And then they're going to declare in an emergency the reset, which you're in now. And then you're going to move to a stable coin backed by worthless U.S. digitized treasuries. And then they're going to put the sheep on universal basic income and hope you don't riot. That's what they're going to do. And I don't think the American people will do anything. I think they will take it. It was just kind of like holding their head back and pouring milk down their throats. I haven't seen you guys are activated patriots and Americans and 1776. You're the tip of the spear. You are America. You are the founding fathers. We are America. When the Cowboys conquered the West, they didn't ask permission, nor do we. This is our country, baby. This is our America. This is our 1776. Our freedom is God-given, not given by a government, not given by a state. We don't ask permission. We cock the muskets. Do you understand? So I want you motivated. I want you positive. I want you marching with your feet, voting with your wallets, onboarding, getting into real assets, getting super strong, like your general over here, and all my freaking members, mentally, spiritually, to the core. And I was speaking to my wife this morning too, because I feel and can see spiritually, it makes the hair on my neck stand up because I know that we have less than 30 days before a major, already predicted cyber event takes hold. It'll be massive. It'll be massive, and it's going to attack infrastructure in the United States. It'll attack our grid. No self-driving car is going to work. No electric vehicle is going to work. That's why all my Lambos are gas guzzlers. They gas guzzle. And that's why all of our lifted Jeeps, I bought 12 of them. 12 Jeeps. They're all badass at every property for a reason, so we never have to buy a car again. Because they're going to remove your right to drive. They're going to track everything. They'll probably make you blow on something. Or they'll have to see that you took the pokey. Otherwise, your ignition won't start. They're not going to allow you to drive out into the Old West like the cowboys used to do on horses and have freedom in your pickup truck and an F-250 anymore and a GUN on your hip and a little tobacco in your lip. No, they're going to get rid of that. They want tyranny, totalitarianism, tracking, surveillance. They want inside you, and that is the real war. The real war is against you. That's the war. And the only revolution you should be fighting, and the only war you should be on the front lines for, are you, your family, the people you care about. And why I serve as general here as a part of islandproject.com, Up Only, Live Your Investment Nation, is to serve our members and to be the lightning rod, to build, to find hope, and to create solutions and portability, and to give joy and lift people up and all the cool things we were talking about with Uncle Donut. We call him. My kids love Uncle Donut. He's so cool. We had some pizza last night. He really likes a good pie. So we did that. I mean, let's just take a look at this. I bet the U.S. government bans the U.S. debt from even being recognized. Your government is so dirty. I bet they'll make this illegal. See this site, U.S. debt clock, that's exploding above 40 trillion, soon to be 50. With the brand new war, they'll probably ban this. They'll ban even your knowledge. ChatGPT won't even tell you how much debt there is. It'll be censored by the deep state. It's incredible. So, what else? I got a very busy day today. Been on the phone with my father and beautiful members. We have members at every single property right now enjoying their use and living their investment, from Big Island, Hawaii, Hapuna Beach, Mauna Kea to Maui Boo. We got multiple properties in Honolulu. I have members at every single property right now. It's so cool. And they send me all kinds of pictures and testimonials, and many people can't even believe it's real. Seriously, though, they're like, I've never seen anything like this. I've never stayed in a place that is this cool. And the fact that you guys have done this is the most amazing thing that we've ever experienced in our life. And we're doing fun things too. We got this cool ecosystem. I've got a great team across all the islands in Park City, and from our transportation services to the Jeeps. We just bought a really brand new, cool new Lambo, the Blue Whale. That thing's an 800 horsepower beast. So all of our members can enjoy that. That are at our tiers here at islandproject.com. And I think that is really, really cool. So here's the question. What is China going to do next? What are they going to do? I actually want to hear from you. What are they going to do? They're going to posture and attack Taiwan. That's coming next. You heard it here first. China's going to attack Taiwan. They're already running drills. They've already been preparing for assimilation. The Chinese communists and the dictator Xi Jinping is not going to allow the United States just blow up the entire part of the world that is under the purview of China and 1 billion Chinese soldiers, which, by the way, Americans should be very concerned about a billion pissed off Chinese. The whole world pretty much hates America at this point. I mean, seriously, outside of our allies, the amount of hate, like Mexico, Dubai, like all these areas, the war zone of Iran and Ukraine and the endless, countless wars is just brewing instability. Now, the good thing about that is there's a lot of opportunity in that. You know, anytime there's a Great Depression or a 2008-09, that's when you buy. 2020 was the time to deploy into real estate, which is what we did. Then everything skyrocketed. Now's the time to buy Bitcoin. And I want you to do something today too. Buy a little Bitcoin today. Do it today. Buy like $100 worth of Bitcoin. Don't tell me I'm a genius again, because that's how it always works. People tell me I'm a genius later when it's too late. You're like, Christopher's such a genius. He's a wild man. How did he do it? How did he know Bitcoin was going to be trading at trillions and the government wouldn't ban it, just like he said? But they would actually use it and then they would stack it as strategic reserves and then introduce stable coins in the Clarity Act. How did he pull it off? Don't wait till then to tell me I'm a genius. I want you profiting now. I want you to tell me and leave me a testimonial, like Austin said, when Bitcoin's trading at 150. And you tell me, hey, Christopher, I made 100 grand on my Bitcoin investment. I made $1 million on my crypto. I made 500K, an island project, doing nothing. Because all I did is come in with 200K and then 5 years later it was worth 500K. Not to mention we're tokenizing the whole thing too, which a lot of you still don't understand that. It's a separate event, just a cherry on the top of your capital gains and your cash flows and your comp time up to 2,000 to 5,000 a night, plus the community, plus the access, plus the ecosystem, plus all the Jeeps, plus all the Lambos, plus all the fun, plus all the safety, plus all the capital preservation. You become part of my network and you get to know us in person, which is super, super cool. And then in addition to all that, we have the tokenization rollout. U.S. border control is ramping up. That's why Trump, of course, was closing all of our borders down. And, you know, we've seen all that disruption. I told you, they're just getting ready for war. They're getting ready for the Marshall LAW event. Okay, you know, the governments love locking Americans down. They love taxing the crap out of them and removing their rights. And I mean, that's what governments do. You know, they're managing cattle, so to speak. And they've got to keep those cattle predictable, consistent, paying, right? They need everybody on the same page. They need the mainstream media weaponized against them constantly, which is why the government funds the mainstream media. Have you ever heard of Operation Mockingbird? It's all deep state. All these talking heads, everybody you're following on the news or the boob tube, they're all CIA, from Anderson Cooper to the rest of them. Most of Hollywood's CIA. Amal George Clooney, Central Intelligence. She's the attorney. He's the star. For those of you that don't know, the reason why they do that is Hollywood elites, you know, they're often around very powerful people because they get access. They're stars. And so the CIA hires them for intel purposes mostly. Everybody from Frank Sinatra to Marilyn Monroe. Just how it works, guys. You know, I mean, honestly, arguably the day JFK was whacked with an inside job was probably the day America died, honestly. You know, one thing JFK wanted to do, and I'm not a Democrat, but, you know, he wanted to end the deep state, end the central banks. We saw what they did to Muammar Gaddafi the second he wanted to standardize a new African currency. He was a goner. Same with Saddam Hussein, and I'm not saying these guys were good figures. They, you know, weren't. But again, it's all about central bank control. It's all about vampiric blood sucking out of the system, controlling other countries through the three-letter groups that I can't say, and loan sharking to those countries that America destroys, and then indebting them in poverty, and then creating like a slave ship to all those countries so they owe the United States. And the goal, financially, is to keep everybody invested in our system here. Everybody in the treasuries that pay nothing. But that's going away. China is selling all of them. China is like the last man standing. Europe is selling all of our treasuries. Europe hates us now. Everyone seems to hate us, honestly. It's really sad. It's really sad because it's not the people's fault. It's the government's fault. The real war is against these demons. The real war is against these Epstein traffickers. The real war is with these fearmongers locking your butts down in your house. The real war is against the mainstream media. So why are you you guys aren't, but why are people fighting wars that don't matter when you're not fighting the war for yourself? You see what I'm saying? There's a theme, there's a common thread and a point that I'm making today. Now, Trump, our great president, says no deal with Iran until complete, unconditional surrender. Unconditional surrender. And so what are they going to do? They're going to put a puppet in that the United States controls, like Zelensky. They haven't had an election in Ukraine in like 5 years. He's an unelected dictator at this point. They're going to do the same thing in Iran. He'll be a little proxy of the United States. That guy will probably get whacked too, and then they'll put another one in charge. And let's not forget the first American casualty of this Iran war was a guy named Charlie Kirk, who was offed by the deep state, just like JFK. See, the only thing not to trust is the deep state and what you're at war with now. So Donald Trump says there's not going to be a deal, and they won't end the U.S. war anytime soon without complete unconditional surrender and a decapitation of the Iranian government, a complete wipeout. And then they're going to remodel the Middle East and they're going to rebuild it in the image of BlackRock, just like they do everything else. Again, I told you, it's already too late. Like Donald Trump is passing laws, which I support, so that BlackRock can't buy every American single-family home, but they already did it. They already own everything. They own the whole stock market, and they already own all of America. So unless Trump retroactively dissolves BlackRock or ends the Fed and the central bank, which he's not going to do, or stops printing unlimited currency, all hope is lost for the sanctity and solvency of the American empire's financial system. We're not on any kind of standard. We're not on a gold standard. Nothing. It's a freaking disaster. But the point of all of it is, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to fight back peacefully? Who are you going to join up with? You know, it used to be, right, in the cowboy days. And my forefathers on my dad's side actually helped to conquer the West, and they came out like, what is it called? In the Oregon Trail. And one of my forefathers took an axe to the face, actually, and fought off the natives and survived. And as they were, you got to have a sense of perspective of what's happening now. On a positive side of things, you know, there's a lot of huge advancements with AI happening right now, which is going to basically destroy like 50% of the working population easy. Like, can you imagine ever needing an accountant again, or like a tax attorney or attorneys at all, or any jobs like that? Even doctors are going away. We're not going to need any of that at all. You'll be able to just upload all your financial statements, press a button, and with tax efficiency, it's going to output it in 5 seconds. So all those jobs are going away. All the real estate agents are going away. That's not going to exist. None of it is. None of these service-based jobs will exist in the future. The only thing that's going to exist, in my opinion, is like real hard-working blue-collar workers, like plumbers and people good with their hands and builders, and then technologists, of course, but the ones at the top, right? Thought leaders don't go away. In fact, thought leaders, like even the one you're tuned into here, that's how the AI learns. The AI learns from the thought leader. That's actually how it's mapping and using its language learning model right now. So you have to think about that too. Like, how are you going to pivot for your family? And then how are you going to take advantage of the massive, here's the big thing. I want you taking advantage and I want you profiting enormously from the massive rig job that is America. My number one goal for you is to make so much money during this up-only rig that's going to be rigged by all of Wall Street, and even Trump's going to push this through. And they're going to rig crypto up to obscene. You're going to get a bloody nose. It's going to be so high. Stablecoin reset, digitization of everything, AI, robots, tokenization of all the world's assets, fractionalization of real estate, of gold, of everything. I want you profiting off that rig. Just like 2008-09 was a rig job. And what do? They pumped everything into infinity. They're going to do the same thing again. Just like they told you Bitcoin was a scam and then they pumped it. And now they embrace it. Scum. That's what they always do. Break rules, break laws, attack countries, bail themselves out, give themselves those, sweet little PPP loans from taxpayers. Oh, Nancy Pelosi and her husband got like tens of millions. Oh, you greased her wheel. She thanks you. And so does all of the halls of the dirty, demonic Wall Street, and also a lot of it on Capitol Hill. We do have some good people out there. I still think people like Rand Paul and his father, who should have been President Ron, I mean, they're doing good. I really like them. But again, they're more libertarians, which again, that's never going to be elected because it's rigged. It's a fake two-party system because it's rigged. Because America is, you guessed it, rigged. Wall Street's rigged. The stock market is rigged. All of it's rigged. They rigged the gold and silver markets. They were artificially suppressing silver for decades. Like I told you, and they just lifted it a little bit recently because they're creating more paper wealth to buy all the precious Bitcoin. They've been rigging the price of Bitcoin down because they're buying it right now. Right on your face. And they're going to pump on your face hard. You need to be pumping on their face. Do you understand? You need to get ahead. I want you 1000xing. I want you living boldly and faith first and God first. I want you to live your investment. That is the solution. So again, I mean, ask yourself these questions. I mean, if you've got kids at fighting age too, are you going to send them on the front lines in Iran just because a couple dirty, cucked politicians want them to go die so Lindsey Graham can get his rocks off? I'll pass on that one. Just like we passed on the lockdown stuff, which I predicted, by the way, and Donut knows that too. I mean, they couldn't believe it. I told them in 2019 that whole thing, the word I can't use, would be the biggest event that had ever hit America in like world history. And I'm telling you that the Pearl Harbor cyber event that comes next, which is coming soon, probably within days, will be the biggest event of the century. It's going to scare the crap out of everybody. Don't be in fear. And then they're going to sell the idea that's why we need like all of this new technology to protect you. Right? They're going to have to secure everything into a police state for your protection. They're going to have to create this totalitarian panopticon, right? For your safety, of course, to stay safe out there. Wink, 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 wink. It's the same program over and over again. These guys are good, man. They're smart. The deep state's in charge for a reason. These Epstein traffickers haven't been prosecuted. Well, you think anything's changed? Nothing's changed. The only thing you can do is control and change yourself. Manage your own heart, your own mind. Be solution-oriented and focused. And I love you guys. I don't want to see Tel Aviv nuked. I don't know about you. I don't want to see a cyber event coming. I'm tired of watching America blow up schools all over the world and decimate foreign lands and cities. I'm tired of my brothers dying, and many of them have died actually in Iraq and Afghanistan that I know. Stepping on IEDs for pointless wars, and then they come back with their limbs blown off and they're just left like trash. And no one helps them out anymore, and they're forgotten. For what? I looked this up. 80 million people died during World War II. 80 million in total, according to the supposed numbers. How many people are losing their life now? How many people died during the lockdowns? Right? They're not going to show you those stats, all the suddenlies. Oh, it's uncorrelated, they say. How many people died in their nursing home because they couldn't get care or visit their family? How many people committed suicide? How many people couldn't get their cancer treatments? They didn't even allow my brother, who had stage 4 cancer, enter the hospital at one point when he was having a brain aneurysm because they said he might catch the poopy. It's like, dude, he's having a brain aneurysm. We should probably bring him in and have the doctors work on him before he dies here. They're like, oh, no, 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 no. No, there's a cough going around. I don't know if I've ever told you this, but the doctors couldn't even give or recommend the pokey to my brother because it would kill him because of his immune system, which tells you what's in that thing. They couldn't even recommend it to him, like ethically, because they knew it would take him out. And we've seen this too, so many 30 and 40 years olds, and I hate to be on this rant again, but we saw what they did to Justin Bieber. Remember his palsy, right, in his face? Remember how he was paralyzed? All these people were paralyzed, like falling over like a bunch of idiots. Remember how the deep state was dancing all around? They were doing dance moves at the hospitals. What a bunch of freaking cucks. What a bunch of stupid freaking cuck faces. And what happened? Nothing. At the end of all of it, America's been hyperinflated. Everything's rigged. And then as a result of all of it, they steal all of your freedom, send you to more wars, print more currency, and they destroy everything in their path, like vultures. So, I don't want to get too heated in this video, but 30 days, I'm telling you, it's 30 days. Just like I predicted all the UAPs that you'd be seeing in your sky, and I'm seeing them with my own eyes now. Because we know that that was the next major psyop that they're going to roll out. Oh, there's aliens now. Durr. Oh, there's non-intelligent human life. That's why human beings have to merge with the new technology and take a chip called the mark in their forehead. Oh, isn't it convenient that Elon Musk has this mark chip that goes right in your brain? Oh, he's such a good guy. Let's just put that chip right in your forehead so you won't be able to buy or sell. He's launching his new financial platform. Guess what it's going to connect to? It's going to connect to all the socials. It's probably how you log in. And it's going to connect to your wallet and your payment account. You do understand that. The Island Project was built for that moment in the future, when that ever comes. But there will be a day coming when Christians can't even buy or sell. You won't be able to, but you will be at the Island Project. This is a resource play, guys. When you own the asset and you are your own bank, no one tells you what to do. We are a private ecosystem. Just like the elites do whatever we want, we do whatever we want. All my members have freedom and liberty. There's no entity or institution or Fortune 100 that's been bought off by the deep state telling you can't do something. Hotels wouldn't even allow you to access certain properties unless you had the pokey in 2020. They wouldn't even allow you. You weren't even allowed to enter a gym to stay healthy. They'd rather have you eat Big Macs and Big Smacks. Alcohol was fine, but you couldn't enter a gym. Yeah, drink up. They'd probably give you cocaine or heroin before they'd allow you to enter just to do some bicep curls. I remember that in 2020. I mean, it was panic and hysteria and, ooh, toilet paper runs everywhere. And all the radical leftists with their freaking masks all over their face. And they're like all overweight and all obese and all sick. All of them. All of them. And through all of that, we never complied. None of my friends in Maui complied. Our gyms stayed open. Our businesses ran. We did whatever we wanted. It was awesome, man. In fact, because all the travel got shut down, I could sit on the beach by myself and just have a Corona and just be like, cool, man. Let everyone else be in fear. I'm going to get a suntan today. And that should be the same motto and frame of mind that we have during all this BS shenanigans going on. Who even cares, dude? Do whatever you want, deep state. Blow up as many countries as you feel like. It's not like you're asking our opinion on any of this, so who cares? I don't know about you. I'm living my best life here, guys. I'm balls to the freaking wall here at islandproject.com, my members. We're going freaking up only, buying more Lambos, buying more Jeeps, buying more real estate. We're flying all over the world, firing up our Learjets. We're 1,000Xing. I mean, who even knows how much more time you have anyways? Wouldn't you rather get your investment out of an index fund that's going to go to zero soon or out of the bank and start living large? I mean, that's what I'm doing. It's what you should do too. Do it for you and your families. Do it because it's the best investment in the world. Do it because you're building Christians up and you're building yourself up. Do it because you are participating in our token launch. You get a K1 at the end of the year. At year 2, 3, that's when we fill our build outs, like what we did with Fund 1. Then we start paying distributions. There's cash flows on a no bank debt asset. I mean, if we wanted to take a little bank debt, we could easily scale the property and create even more cash flows, but income isn't our primary play. It's mostly capital gains. Our properties appreciate like 10% plus a year because they're the best properties in the world. They're $5-10 million like beach and oceanfront estates, and they're the best homes and the best places and the best ski lodges, and it's where all of Wall Street is buying all this stuff. It's where all the elites live. Our mansions are situated in between all the oligarchs and billionaires. They don't want you to own that stuff. They want you priced out in a little box. They sell you this all the time. Oh, live in a little box, but they have all these yachts and like 14 mansions everywhere. Oh, and don't have a carbon footprint. And then like Elon Musk blows smoke all over your face everywhere. Yeah, he's got all of his electric cars, but he's flying his Learjet back and forth just everywhere he goes, just everywhere, just blowing fossil fuels. We're all coughing in the fumes. Different rules for them, but for you, oh yeah, you need to be sustainable and in a little box, you know, scale down your lifestyle. While all the Fortune 100 gets paid like hundreds of millions of dollars a year. Even the Starbucks CEO, he's such a prick that instead of moving like to Portland or wherever their home office was, he made sure that they flew him in a Learjet every day to the office from Newport Beach, California, just to blow more extra smoke on everyone's face. Like, again, guys, no rules for them, but for you, there's got to be economies of scale. And of course, your small business needs to be shut down in 2020, but Amazon's wide open, Home Depot's wide open, Walmart's wide open. But all the other little companies, we're going to shut your ass down. It's all a consolidatory power move. It's all a psyop. It's deep state action. So is this war. And we'll just close again. We know what they're going to do next. There's going to be a Pearl Harbor. There's going to be a big cyber event here in the USA. And there's going to be a big, big event. And then when everyone's super scared, just like they were during the stupid lockdown, just a bunch of full idiot normies, they're then going to convince everyone that's the reason that the police state's needed. And of course, the Panopticon prison will be built. And then they'll roll out, your universal basic income, which will be inflationary and hyperinflation. It's going to cause more hyperinflation. If they're giving you $2,000 a month and they're giving that to everybody, that just creates more currency and creates more inflation, so rents and everything will skyrocket. If everybody can afford $2,000 on the $2,000 a month UBI peasant income, that means that at least every rental home is going to be at least like $2,000, $5,000, or $10,000 or more, because everything will adjust for all the hyperinflation. You're not getting anything for free. They're stealing your money. I hope you understand that. Again, every $5,000 in taxes at 10% compound rates of return over our average lifespans, $8 million. Punch that into ChatGPT right now. Punch in different numbers. How much money is $5,000 compounded at this rate over 20 years, over 50 years, over 80 years? It'll blow your mind to see how much the criminal deep state is taking from you and your family. No different from Tony Soprano. And then they use all those dollars to pad their own pockets, to pay themselves bailouts, to pay themselves PPP loans, PP or whatever those were, the PPP loans. And then they use it for BOMBs. And every one they drop puts more money in their pocket. Ain't that beautiful? So again, it's cynical to look at all that, but we understand how the system works. We understand it's rigged. We understand everything about the system is rigged, everything about the mainstream media, everything about Wall Street, all of it. It's all rigged. And the biggest learning lesson too really is Bitcoin. Because remember when they said they were going to ban that and now it's just strategic reserve? I told you they were lying to you, and they're lying to you now. So what's going to happen next is that they will shift the narrative in a couple of months. They're going to shift this narrative from the war, and everybody, including you tuning in, by the way, which is why you need to get in now, is going to be panic buying and storming into Bitcoin and crypto and panicking they don't own enough of it, because they're going to realize the light bulb's going to go off, and then the government's going to basically authenticate it and be like, oh yeah, this is the future. These are the new stable coins. This is the reset. This is the future of money and technology and AI and robots and blah, blah, blah. And the sheep are going to panic right in to the next rig job. And that's all that's going to happen. So I love you. God bless. Jesus Christ is King. Links below. Reach out to my father, 808-442-2934. Islandproject.com. Deck 2. Make sure you get in 200K minimum. See our terms and disclaimers. Accredited investors. We want to see you there. As soon as you onboard, fund your account, roll over your IRA, retirement accounts with our preferred partners, preferred trust. Speak to my father, Vice President Papa John about that. If you're at one of our amazing properties, please leave me a testimonial. I do like putting those out, or take a lovely picture. And thank you for all the texts we've been getting this week. I hope everybody's enjoying all of our amazing real estate. And just know that we built that for you. Everything we've done is for you. Everything we do is for America. Everything we do is for freedom. Everything we do is for Christians. We're the badasses. There's no one else in the world that has offered you a solution like ours. No one. And it's the biggest thing in the world. It's the best investment in the world. We're the best people in the world. We're number one in the world. My dad is amazing. You're amazing. Our members are amazing. And you are the 1776. And nothing else matters. And that's what I'm defending. I just want you to know where I stand. I'm here to defend you, Christians, the church, God. The law is God's law. I'm a citizen of Christ, no dirty ass scoundrel government. Yeah, I got to put something on paper and call myself something, and I got to pay my stupid taxes and all that crap. But I don't like it. And you need to be thinking outside of the box in a very disruptive time, in a very dangerous time. And you need to be doing what we're doing here, which is protecting your kids, your family, your mom, your dad, your parents, your grandparents, your grandkids. And that's what we've done here at the Island Project. I love you all. I love you all. Come visit us at the Boo's, at the Malibu, and the Kauai Boo, and the Honolulu Boo, and the Park City Boo Boo. Come and visit us. And again, I'm here to entertain you too. We like to have a good time and have a lot of fun. That's what makes us really unique. There's no one else in the world that could pull off what we've already pulled off. And there's a reason for it, because it's been anointed by Jesus Christ and God himself and the Holy Spirit. Up only. I love you all. Links below.